All right, and we're back with another episode of ckscast. Yay! This is episode 3 already, and you might, if you've been watching, like, what the fuck happened to episode 2? So episode 2, I said something involved. You know those things that you get a nurse comes and sticks in your arm and squirts some liquid. I happen to mention one of those. And I got taken down by YouTube. So the good news is that I'm already on a certain conspiracy website there. If you go to this website, this is and you search for this. I'm doing this because I'm now paranoid. I don't want to mention this, but if you search this, you will find episode 2. Let me put that up again. .com. That is where you go. You can get your episode 2. I'm going to basically be posting videos to both platforms now so that I feel like, I mean, with like 3 viewers or whatever we got, even despite that, they're out to get me. It's a conspiracy. Yeah, no, but I said something. I should have known better. Like, I knew that this was going to get me in trouble, but I was just riffing. It just came out, and then I got a strike, and now they took it down, and Jesus Christ. Today I feel like shit again. Maybe this could be the feel like shit cast. That I just get on here anytime I feel like shit, because, I've more or less recovered from this flu, but then I went out with a buddy last night. And I made a terrible mistake. We ended up at this English pub in Zurich. I made a terrible mistake and drunk some of this stuff. Gordon's gin. Never drink Gordon's gin. This is like old man life pro tips. Gordon's gin, and the other one is Beefeater gin. Do not drink this stuff either. They're both evil. Gin that comes from England. England, I think, actually invented gin, probably. I can't even bother to look up, but look it up. I think England invented gin. And like all things that England invents, we create something and then we don't improve it. And I woke up, God, with the worst hangover. The worst hangover. It's like someone put a face hugger. In Aliens, you get the face hugger on. It was like something was crushing my skull at 5 a.m. this morning, just feeling terrible. And and that's English gin. I mean, it's been improved now. Like in Zurich, in Switzerland, you've got all these like artisanal gins that you pay extra money for, but they won't get you the hangover that you get from Gordon's gin. So I need to look more into this camera so we can feel connected. I think if I look about there, it really feels like I'm looking at you. I'm looking into your soul right now. But anyway, let's get back here. And so stay the hell away from Gordon's gin. But there I am, like trying to waiting until I can go to the local chemist and get some painkillers. And but then this guy started up. Jesus Christ. Let's pull him up here. Hold on a sec. Oh, lack of preparation again, Mr. Fucks. All right, here we go. This guy here with his leaf blower. And it's the 28th of December. Like, why is anybody blowing leaf? Like, don't you have something to do? I would rather, sir, that you were at home just masturbating or whatever you do. But I guess this is that separates, me from, because this man is a soldier on the front lines fighting against trees. Without him, those trees would take over. We'd have freaking leaves everywhere. And look at him, he's got his weapon, there it is. It's like, this is the most manly man that you can find in a country like Switzerland these days. A man with a leaf blower. But, anyway. So that's how I got woken up this morning. And now I have a terrible hangover. I'm going to go and make myself an English breakfast in a bit. But I got as far as getting some coffee. It's another aspect of this podcast. I'm going to be drinking on the podcast every time. You're going to get those ASMR. Look, and I've got another thing here. You can't read it because it's in reverse, but it says Vitamin Well Reload. Reloaded. I want to get reloaded. Let's try some of this. That tastes like shit. But I mean, if you look at what that is, okay, you get these Vitamin Well drinks. It's like one of these like vitamin water fad. And then the Swiss company is Vitamin Well that are selling these. And there's also Focus. But look at that. Look at, can you see what that is? It's some cloudy water. This looks like the water you'd find in your toilet after you go away for a weekend and it's just stagnated there. And all it is actually, I think, I can't be bothered to read the ingredients, but I think it's basically just water plus a bit of sugar. And apparently it reloads you. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think what's amazing about these reload drinks is that they just, it's one of the most like clever bits of marketing I think I've ever seen, because all they do is they just stick a word on something. Like they have, what do they have? They have refresh, because you feel so refreshed. And then you have defense, because, you know, US military defense spending goes into Vitamin Well bottles. It will defend you from invaders. Then you have antioxidant, which is, that one is a bit, but, you know, antioxidants was a fad of, you know, because people don't want to get rusty. They don't want to get like red beards like me. And the way you avoid getting a red beard is you drink Vitamin Well antioxidant. And they have a bunch of other, it's just like amazing. They just stick a word on. There's a water and some bullshit. And then you stick a nice high price tag on it. Like, I think one of these is like, what is that? It's like 2 francs 20 or 50, depending on where you buy it. And what's that in dollars? That's about, I don't know. It's about $2 for a drink, I guess, for a bottle of some bullshit. Anyway, which is about the same as a Coca-Cola, but probably it's slightly better for you than Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola's got so many ingredients in it, so much sugar. Or that, whatever it is, saccharin, the stuff that gives you cancer. Oh, don't say it. Don't. Oh, no. I'm no longer peddling in conspiracy theories. If you want that, I don't want to get this episode taken down as well. You know where to go. You need to get here. That's where you get your episode 2. Okay, yeah. No, I think if I was going to do Vitamin Well, I would be pushing, like, what words could you put on here that people would just believe? Like, I don't know. It'd just be like, Vitamin Well hard penis. And it just, you drink it, you just get this giant erection. Or, I don't know, Vitamin Well funny. And you drink that, you're just the greatest comedian in the world. And then you have to give your audience a bottle of laugh. Vitamin Well laugh, because they're not finding you funny. But yeah, anyway, that's my little Vitamin Well product placement. I mean, this is some of the most ridiculous shit to be spending money on. This is why I will never have savings and stocks and options and all this shit, because I'm just spending all my money on these bills. And it's probably full of like plastics that gives me man boobs. Oh, don't do health. Oh, come on. Stop doing, anyway. So I've been thinking a little bit about what, and I'm, you know, okay, I was smoking, I shouldn't smoke. I quit for half of last year and then I restarted again for stupid reasons. Maybe I'll do it again. Quit again this year, because we're coming up to New Year, and it's, you got your resolutions and, you know, the things that you commit to and then abandon a week later. But anyway, what else? Yeah, I've been thinking about this podcast. How am I going to do it? So the mission right now, I'm going to do 5 episodes, because doing a podcast, it's got, you know, like I used to do this XYZ podcast. If you're interested in that, actually, which you're probably not, but let me just show you where that is. So, let's head back over here. Here we go. This is the XYZ podcast. I used to do this with these two dudes, Christian and Dean, and sadly, like we couldn't keep it going because we were just finding it's taking up too much time. But we took a lot of episodes out there. Like we got 104 episodes. Jesus Christ! And you go to the xyzpod.com, you'll find it all. And we put a lot into this. The YouTube channel there. We're getting, I think we got quite a few subscribers on there, and things are going good. But it's a ton of work. Like if you record like for a podcast, so just doing the maths on this, if you just do an audio podcast for an hour, you probably have about an hour and a half in addition of editing to do, or maybe let's put it up to 2 hours of some editing and some marketing stuff to upload it to different sites and this kind of stuff. That's for audio only. The moment you include video on that, you add about 10 hours because you want to have 2 camera angles maybe when you're talking in a group, and then on YouTube you want to cut the clips of the highlights that will draw people in, and you need to put all this work in. It's like what's the point? So that's what I'm thinking with this podcast is like right now it's low effort. I think the only thing I've done is I flipped this logo. This is why. So the camera that you're looking at, this is how, like in my head, the way things should look. Like there's this bookshelf over here, and I had to flip that logo so you can actually read it. But you can see when I hold up Vitamin Well Reload that the text is backwards. And just all these tiny deals. They've got a little flicker on the camera still. I upgraded OS X, but still, I don't know. I need to dig into what's causing that still. It's my technical. So you got all this work you got to do, and as a solo podcaster. And then you got to upload it. And now I'm already at the point where I'm uploading to 2 platforms, to avoid censorship on one. And then you got to think about, do I edit these things and how do I promote them, and choosing topics that are trending and all this. It's like, who gives a fuck? I mean, to me, the point of doing this podcast is I just want to riff on ideas, like find things that I find interesting that may eventually later become jokes or something, just to like explore the topic, because I mean, it's also like you as a comedian, you kind of harass your friends and family with talking about bits you've got brewing to find out what they find funny. Because you never know. As a comedian, that's one of the big problems of being a comedian, is your sense of humor gets completely knocked out of whack. Like for me, the things that I'm prepared to laugh at are incredibly dark or whatever. Yeah, I can also laugh at a good, silly joke or otherwise, but the thing is just that you don't have the same sensitivity for humor that normal people have, and so you have to kind of like test stuff out, feel it around to see if you're getting to something that normal people can relate to, and. But the thing is also there's only so much of that you can do. Plus I work from home a lot, so I don't actually see human beings a lot apart from doing comedy and my kids. But so that's the idea behind this podcast. So I just want to test out stuff. And I could think about all these high production value things. And I've already got people saying, what's really important with a podcast is being regular, like putting it out every week or every 2 weeks or something. And that's true. I mean, I know all this shit from when we used to do the XYZ podcast. It's just a ton of work. And I mean, I was talking to my buddy last night. It's a funny thing how things that you enjoy doing and you start to commit to doing them, at a certain point they flip from being something that you want to do to something that you have to do. Like for In Your Face, we did, I don't know how many shows we did last year. We were doing weekly shows since August, so we probably did, and then before that, we probably did something like, I don't know, I organized about 40 comedy shows last year, let's say. And and I do it because I'm good at organizing stuff. I have my shit together. You reach a certain point in your boomer life where you actually get good at this stuff and it's not a big pain, but still, it's like sometimes some of the weekends in the last 3 months before Christmas, it's like, I got my day job, I got comedy during the week in the evenings, got my kids that I got to look after, and then at the weekend you're doing some admin or whatever, and it ended up having like 2 hours at a weekend to actually just chill out. And then Sunday I'm already starting to organize the next show. I'm not complaining about it, but it's just funny how things that you love doing and you enjoy doing, and when you then commit to them, they flip from being something like, oh, I want to go and perform a comedy show, to like, I have to do this comedy show now. And that's where you got to be careful, because resentment can develop. And that's what I don't want to get into that position with this podcast. I resent doing it. But, so my goal right now, 5 episodes. Why does my hand look like... My hand looks so young. Oh, my God. Actually, the camera's done that, because my fingers are actually longer than that. I've got, like, stubby fingers here. The hand. This is actually... Yeah, this hand has done many things. Okay. Jesus Christ. That was a night last night. But, so we're going to do 5 episodes. One of them has already been banned. We're going to do these 5 episodes. I'm going to see how I feel about it. From there, I'm going to decide. And I'm just going to pump them out as soon as I've done them. So this is on the 28th. This will be coming out in about 2 hours, I guess. And then I'm going to think about properly marketing it if I want to keep doing it. But if it can become a regular weekly thing, that's cool. And I think I can do that. Like half an hour every weekend of just talking to myself. Anyway, what else do we want to talk about? Oh, I am excited, guys. I'm calling you guys again. Like I have this giant following. But look, here's what else I'm excited about. Boom. It's a sneak preview. So yesterday I also went and had a photo shoot done. There you go. What else have we got here? Let's see. There's leaf blower man. I've got this one. A bit more cautious. So what I'm planning to do during 2024 is finally do my first 1 hour show. So the longest I've done so far is about 40 minutes. That went pretty well, but we're going for the full hour. And should I be sneak? Yeah, I'm going to be calling this show. Wait. Let's get the picture back up. I'm going to be calling this show "Daddy's Gone Wild," because I'm in a single dad for the last 7-8 years, bringing up raising 2 teenagers. And there's a bunch of stuff from like dating, living in Switzerland, being a single dad, reaching 50, a whole bunch of stuff which I've been working on this material for the last 5 years, tuning it, whatever. Now I can bring this stuff together. And the 40-minute show told me that I have the ability to do it now. Because, it's not like one thing is actually being funny on stage. It's another thing to keep an audience with you for 40 minutes. And, there's got to be variation, because, you begin out, I mean, some things I've learned, it's like there's got to be an emotional arc through that. You can't just be like one vibe the whole way. It's like watching a movie, like to keep your attention for a whole hour, there's got to be some kind of arc to this. But I mean, also, when you sit and watch someone talking at you for an hour, you're kind of getting to know them in a certain way. So, you've got to be willing to expose yourself that fully, and you got to have, and partly it's the material and the callbacks and the evolution. There's actually a great Stuart Lee interview where he's talking about the arc of doing a long set. So for me, this would be like the goal 2024, Daddy's Gone Wild. It's going to be a 1 hour show. I've got no idea yet how to do the marketing. Because you see, I was also talking about this, is like, you know, we got a bunch of comedians that are likable. I'm not a likable comedian. So we got comedians here, they're likable, they're funny, ha 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 ha. Everyone goes, oh, ha ha ha, we had a nice night. With me, there's a little bit of like, I'm going to release some trauma on you. Because at 50, I've experienced some shit, you know? And so, you know, I can do stuff where it's like, yeah, la 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 la, like the Smurfs. But, you know, the stuff that is actually funny is just like, you know, including things like near-death experience. But how you relate to life at 50, you know, there's a ton of stuff. Or being a single dad, I'm an outlier, I think. My kids have been living with me full time for more than 8 years. It keeps getting longer in my head. And the stuff that I've been through to raise them as sane people and this kind of stuff, you know, and we went through the lockdown together. So not only were they living with it, at one point I couldn't not live with them. And all of this stuff comes together where you just, you know, I feel like I've got something to say. And I would feel so validated if you listen to me. But we'll see. If the show named Daddy's Gone Wild is enough to promote this, get people out to it. I need to book dates and this kind of stuff and set a deadline. That's coming up in the next few days. And yeah, we'll see what I can do. I don't know if I have enough following. I mean, because the thing is, that's the problem. Is that I'm not a likable comedian. I'm a comedian where you get something real and tangible and some darkness. And then you go home and go, wow, I need to see therapy. It's kind of how it goes. At least that's my insecurity talking right there. It's like, nobody likes me. But anyway. And yeah, so that's that going on. I got to make this breakfast in a minute. And also I need to take a sheet. It's building up, which is a good sign after... Because we also not only did a drink Gordon's shit, and we went to a freaking kebab place late. Yeah, it's when you make these bad. It's like sometimes, like while I was lying in bed at like 5:30 this morning, listening to a freaking leaf blower dude, and like my head is just ready to explode. And it was this beautiful moment where I just thought, Jesus Christ, man, you got to get your shit together. You got to stop drinking alcohol. You got to stop smoking. You got to turn your life around, man. And that lasted for a short time. And it was good. It was healthy. That's how it should be. But now I'm going to go and take a giant dump. Because that kebab has finally worked its way through me. And it's going to be great, guys. It's going to, do you know, actually, of all the things, this is one of the things as you get older, is that you appreciate the little things more. Like actually being able to shit is worth more to me than pretty much anything. Like a good solid dump. And then you get up, you take a little look, you go, God damn, that was an achievement. and that, you know, as a, yeah, you have different things. You have different priorities. Like, you know, when you're 20, you're like, I want to change the world. Or you know, I want to have an expensive car and a hot girlfriend. And I don't want any of those things. I just want to take a good shit. All right, that's where I'm going to leave you this time, on a good shit. You have a great time until next time, whoever you are.